Shalom. I want to start off by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect who are continuing to fight and teach this thing of ours in truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Manatazak with GMS Ancient of Days in Los Angeles, currently teaching with the small sanctuary in Inglewood. And today, through the Spirit, I want to get into a lesson about how much bloodshed is on the horizon. Okay, much bloodshed is on the horizon. I'm speaking primarily about here in America, Babylon the Great. Okay, and why is that? Okay, it's because a bloody man is in rulership. Okay, and he is ruling within a bloody city. Okay, now I'm going to get the precepts to prove and substantiate this point, but it's important to remember that now is the time, especially for you Israelites out there, primarily for you Israelites out there. Now is the time to repent and turn back to your power, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, because we are entering into a time like never before, a time of great judgment, in a time that the scriptures specify as Jacob's trouble. Okay? Jacob, our forefather, whose name was changed to Israel, became the progenitor of the 12 tribes, which are today primarily you so-called Negroes, you so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans. Because pursuant to the curses, okay, we were scattered amongst the other nations. All right? So the law, statutes, and commandments were given to our people, and because we didn't keep it, we had to bear the curses. And one of those main curses was the diaspora, or the scattering of the Israelites. So we're going to come back into the fold in these last days, okay, looking like these other nations and speaking the languages of the nations where we were scattered. But the spirit within them goes back to, or the seed line through their father goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And the spirit within them bears witness with the spirit and the doctrine of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? So I say all that to say that this thing of ours isn't about color. Okay? It's about the spirit. But you must belong to the nation of Israel in order to receive salvation. And furthermore, you must be counted amongst the elect. Because we are not here to save and wake up all Israel. Neither is Yahweh Shai coming to save and deliver all of Israel. But only the elect that were predestined to receive that deliverance and that salvation. And Lord willing, us doing this work in truth and sincerity are counted amongst that number. Okay, because we're coming into a time now where we're going to need divine intervention. By way of angels. By way of spiritual power. Okay, and our faith is going to be tested. Now I want to get the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and I'm beginning at verse 4. Okay, it says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him." Okay, his soul which is lifted up with pride, lifted up with arrogance. His soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Okay, so who is this speaking about? This is speaking about the wicked, the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. Okay, public enemy number one for us Israelites. Okay, and also the quote-unquote bloody man himself. Okay, it says, "But the just shall live by his faith. Say, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." Okay, and this was part of his blessing, to have the fatness of the earth, to rule by way of the sword. This is the whole MO of Esau Edom, and it's continued on to this day, even to the point where his own allies are giving him the side eye. And this is all prophetic. Okay, you just got Donald Trump back in office. Okay, Mr. Make America Great Again himself, right? And meanwhile, he's burning bridges with all of his allies in the process. This is all prophecy. Okay, because we are living in the times where Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed. And Donald Trump, who we believe to be Nero coming back through the spirit, okay, could very well indeed be the last president of these United States. So we're living in some very exciting times indeed. Okay. It says in verse 4, it says, "He enlarges his desire as hell and is as death, Why is that? Because wherever he goes, he brings destruction. He brings plagues. He brings death, misinformation, deceit. Okay? When you go into the parable of the 4 horses of the apocalypse, Esau Edom is damn near three of the 4. Okay? He's the red horse. Okay? He's the pale horse. And he's even part of the black horse, which goes into slavery and debt. That white horse is Yahweh Shai, who's coming back to bring deliverance to his hopeful elect with strength and power. Okay? These are the times that we're living into. We're back in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Okay, and it's funny when you highlight that word thick clay, it goes into the Hebrew word ibadyat, okay, which is debt or heavy debt. Okay, and who's in more debt out of all these countries around the globe than America? Okay, even as we speak, that number of the debt continues to shoot up and rise up, and a lot of this debt is owned by countries that aren't particularly allies with Babylon the Great. Okay, so this is prophecy speaking right before our eyes. Okay, you can go look at the national debt clock now and see how much debt that America is in. Okay, verse 7, shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee in a wake, that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because these nations, these allied nations so-called, are eventually going to turn and shoot their weapons upon Babylon the Great. Okay? The tensions are already high, but it's going to get to a point where they're going to see Babylon the Great as the enemy. Okay? Verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Okay? So this is including all nations, but primarily the Israelites. By way of their blood, sweat, and tears was this great empire known as Babylon actually born. Just as we built the treasured cities in Egypt. Okay? Now here we are in New Egypt, Mizraim, a new house of bondage, building this place up. But the tensions are high, especially with Donald Trump being in office and him enacting basically war against the Northern Kingdom. Okay? Pretty soon, you Israelites are going to come to the understanding that this so-called white man never had your best interests at heart. And for a lot of you, you're going to learn the hard way because you didn't listen to the warning from the prophets that told you not to trust your enemy, not to go down to Egypt for help. Yet here we are. Okay? Let's see. Continuing on. It says, verse 9, woe to them that coveteth in evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. And that's Esau Edom. Okay? The foundations of a lot of these buildings and a lot of these cities are the bones of Israelites. Okay? And that's quite literally. That's quite literal. Let's get Psalms 59. Let's see, Psalms chapter 59, beginning at the top. Okay, and this is a psalm of David, where he's specifically praying for deliverance from his enemies. And this is the mindset that we need to enter into. Okay, we're supposed to put our ultimate trust and faith in Yahweh Shem Shai, and understand that whatever situation he's going to have us in these times to come, okay, is a situation where he's going to test our faith. Okay, we need to go into this this next transition with that mindset, so that we can be stable and not bug out. Because what do the scriptures say? Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Okay, stability, going back to Amawana, or faith, Amawan. Okay, wisdom and knowledge shall be the faith of our times. All right, this is Psalms 59, beginning at the top. It says, deliver me from my enemies, O my power. Defend me from them that rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity, and save me from bloody men. The workers of iniquity, the workers of sin, save me from bloody men. All right. For lo, they lie in wait for my soul. The mighty are gathered against me, not for my transgression, nor for my sin, O Yahweh Shema Shai. They run and prepare themselves without my fault. Awake to help me, and behold. Thou, therefore, O Yahweh Shema Shai, power of hosts, the power of Israel, awake to visit all the heathen. Be not merciful to any wicked transgressors. Selah. They return at evening. They make a noise like a dog and go round about the city. Behold, they belch out with their mouth. Swords are in their lips. For who, say they, doth hear? But thou, O Yahweh Shema Shai, shalt laugh at them. Thou shalt have all the heathen in derision. Because of his strength will I wait upon thee, for Yahweh Shema Shai is my defense. The power of my mercy shall prevent me. The power shall let me see my desire upon my enemies. Okay, and this is what we're hoping for. Okay, we're coming in the same stead, in the same mindset of King David. We know that we're not going to defeat Esau, Edom out of our own power and our own will. We trust and believe in the will of Yahweh Shema Shai, and in doing so, we hope and pray and believe in faith that when we are in dire straits, when that enemy comes in like a flood, Yahweh Shema Shai is going to intervene. Okay? Do not the scriptures say, wait on me till I rise up to the prey? Do not the scriptures say, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai? We are at complete mercy of the will of the Heavenly Father. And one of the main things we should pray for is the strength to endure whatever test Yahweh Shema Shai throws our way. Okay? Let's stay in Psalms and get Psalms 139 and 19. Psalms 139 and 19, it says, surely thou wilt slay the wicked, O power. Depart from me, therefore, ye bloody men. Okay? Depart from me, therefore, ye bloody men. And this is very powerful, because you see the theme here, that the bloody man is associated with someone who is an enemy of the Most High. Someone that is full of pride, someone that has great iniquity. Okay, these are all similitudes and parables for those that come against Yahweh Shema Shai, but this is specifically going into Esau, Edom. Okay. Let's see. Verse 20, it says, for they speak against thee wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain. Do not I hate them, O Yahweh Shema Shai, that hate thee? And am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies. Okay, so this is going to show you that when you hate someone, which basically by definition goes into an extreme dislike, that's not necessarily wicked. Remember, I believe this is King David. Yeah, this is a King David, a Psalm of David. A man after the Most High's own heart. Okay? Saying that he hates those that hates the Lord. Okay, now if we who are looking to be part of the hopeful elect consider us to be a part of the house of David, then we too should be coming in the same mindset. All right? We know Esau, Edom has a silver tongue. Okay? He'll say one thing but mean another. And history shows you that he's never had our people's best interests at the forefront. So why is it any different now? Okay. Let's see. Let's get Ezekiel 35 and 6. Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 6. And Ezekiel, the 35th chapter, is very important. We're not going to read the whole thing, but it goes into the judgment of Esau Edom. And what did Apostle Tahar name this year? The hopeful year of our deliverance, okay? And the judgment and the destruction and judgment of Esau Edom. Okay, so this is Ezekiel 35, verse 6. Just going straight to the point. It says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, Yahweh Shemashai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Because he's went all across this globe, slaying and enslaving all these nations, spilling innocent blood, spilling the blood of the Israelites without remorse. Okay? All the way to the point where he's been labeled the moniker, the bloody man. The Most High is basically saying, since you've done all this killing and all this bloodshed, okay, you went around this globe as if you didn't hate blood. Well, now blood is going to pursue you. Okay? So this is what we're looking forward to. The fulfillment of this prophecy, where Esau Edom is on the run like a chase row, where he's being hunted and he is being enslaved. And these things shall come to pass because the scriptures speak about it. This is why we are so heavy here at Great Millstone into pushing prophecy. Because if it's written, then it's going to happen. Okay? And we have faith and confidence in that. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints, right? Now, speaking about the bloodshed that's about to befall this place, let's get Revelations 14 and 20. Actually, I'll begin at verse 18. I'll begin at verse 17. It says, and another angel came out of the temple, which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. Okay, so this is going into Esau, the other nations, the 2/3. Okay, their sin has reached a point where now it's time for the angels to reap. Just as if you were a farmer in agriculture or a husbandman, when it's time to reap your harvest, you send, you go out with those sickles and you hew down the crops. Well, this is the similitude that the Lord is likening on to taking down these other nations. Their sin is ripe. Okay, it's gotten to the point where it's okay, now it's time to harvest. Okay, verse 19, and the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth and gathered the vine of the earth and cast it into the winepress of the wrath of the Most High. Okay, so he reaped, but he didn't reap the fruit. He reaped the vines. Okay, things that you discard and throw away and thresh. Okay, but he reaped it into what? A wine press. And what do you do in a wine press? You stomp out the grapes into blood, into juice. Okay, so this is the similitude Yahweh Shemashai is using for Esau Edom, 2/3 of our own people, and even these other nations. Okay, they're about to be stomped out. Okay, and you can go to Isaiah the 63rd chapter to show how it's going to happen when Yahweh Shai returns. He treadeth the winepress alone, bloodied his garments, parabolically speaking. Okay? The scriptures, the prophets, they all saw and said the same thing. And we're coming back in our lot in these last days, breaking it down the exact same way, but giving you greater understanding by painting that full picture for you so you can understand the times that you're in and the destruction that's about to take place. Okay? Verse 20, and the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horses' bridles, by the space of 1,600 furlongs. Okay, so this is how you know this is talking about the treading down of people, because wine didn't come out of that winepress, but blood did. Okay, and it specified, it said, even unto the horses' bridles. So a horse's bridle is like his saddle, and you know how tall a horse is. So blood is going to parabolically be flowing through these streets. Okay? And when you do the actual math on 1,600 furlongs To put it in layman's terms, that's 2,933 football fields of blood. Okay? Just to put it into a sharp perspective. Okay, a football field is 100 yards. Well, this is 2,933 football fields of blood. Okay? Let's see. Let's go back to Ezekiel. But we're going to get Ezekiel, the 7th chapter. Because there's many scriptures in Ezekiel that detail the bloody man and the bloody city. So let's get a couple of them just for edification. This is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 23. Let's see. It says, make a chain, for the land is full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of violence. Okay, what land is that talking about? What city is that talking about? That's speaking about here, Babylon the Great. So much bloodshed has been done here that it's been imprinted in the scriptures and specified as a bloody place. So that's how you know that this place is ripe for the picking, so to speak. That this place is ready for destruction. And so it shall come. And when the destruction comes, it's going to be great. To the point where it's going to be left as a monument in the kingdom. A desert. Where no man is going to be able to dwell. Just as if you go to Sodom and Gomorrah now. Okay? In the kingdom, under Yahushua, what is left of Babylon the Great is going to be a desert. And we're going to know this is what happens when you don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. This is the place of great sin where Esau's last rulership was. And it's going to be a barren wasteland. Okay? Ezekiel 22. And 2. It says, now, thou son of man, wilt thou judge the bloody city? Yea, thou shalt show her all her abominations. Okay. It says, then say thou, thus saith the Lord, power Yahweh Shemashai, the city sheddeth blood in the midst of it, that her time may come, and maketh idols against herself to defile herself. Thou art become guilty in thy blood that thou hast shed, and hast defiled thyself in thine idols which thou hast made, and thou hast caused thy days to draw near, and art come even unto thy years. Therefore have I made thee a reproach unto the heathen, and a mocking to all countries. Now this is speaking about us as a people, okay? Because Ezekiel 22 is going into the sins of Jerusalem. And we know Jerusalem is a city, or is a people before it's a place. So this is speaking about us. Where we have turned from the ways of the Most High and sacrificed unto idols. When we have a living power that we can petition to, we instead try to follow the ways of the heathen and became like unto them. So this destruction that is coming is justified, especially for those that are caught up in it, which is part of the fear of the Lord. Because us doing this work in truth and sincerity know that we messed up. And we just hope and pray that we are found worthy to be delivered. But even then, that's going to be a very small number. Okay? And because of the iniquities of our people, okay, we're going to be judged with this bloody city. And when I say we, I'm talking about the 2/3 of our people that are not slated to make it here in Babylon the Great. The scriptures specify that only 1/3 is going to be delivered from this land. And when you look at all the Israelites that encompass this Western Hemisphere, that is millions and millions and millions and millions of Israelites that are not going to make it. Okay? Jump to chapter 24, verse 6. It says, wherefore thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh Shemashai, woe to the bloody city, to the pot whose scum is therein, and whose scum is not gone out of it. Bring it out piece by piece, let no lot fall upon it. For her blood is in the midst of her. She set it upon the top of a rock. She poured it not upon the ground to cover it with dust. Okay, that it might cause fury to come up to take vengeance. I have set her blood upon the top of the rock, that it should not be covered. So the Lord is revealing all these sins. Okay, he's revealing all the iniquity of Esau, Edom. and putting it on display. Basically letting you know to your face, because of all the bloodshed you've done, you're going to be destroyed. Okay? You can't cover up all the atrocities you've done to all these nations, especially to the Israelites. You think you're going to get away with that? The Lord has a tab on everything that you've done. And for the information that we do have, we only know a little bit of the iniquity and the bloodshed that Esau Edom has really partaken in. All right? Let's see. Let's get a Numbers. Actually, let's get Hebrews 9 and 22. Hebrews chapter 9, verse 22. Let's see. Let's see. Where could I? Let's see. I'll begin. This is Hebrews 9. I'll begin at verse 20. Okay, this is going into the promise of the new covenant. But you'll see the point I'm getting as I read through. It says, saying, this is the blood of the testament which the Most High hath enjoined unto you, speaking about the children of Israel. Okay, because the Israelites were the only nation to make a covenant with Yahweh Shemashai with blood. Okay, no other nation has made a covenant with Yahweh Shemashai. Okay, it's verse 21, it says, moreover, he sprinkled with blood both the tabernacle and all the vessels of the ministry. And here's the point, and almost all things are by the law purged with blood, and without shedding of blood is no remission. Okay, so what does that mean on the left-hand side? For all the bloodshed that Esau Edom has shed of the children of Israel, we're pursuant to the scriptures, okay, it can only be cleansed or rectified by the blood of those same men that spilt it. Okay, and we'll get that in Numbers 35 and 33. Numbers chapter 35, verse 33, and it reads, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Okay? So look at all the bloodshed that's happened on these soils of America, from the northern kingdom to the southern kingdom, where we've been persecuted and enslaved together, right? Pursuant to Jeremiah 50 and 33, even to this day. Okay? Doesn't Baruch tell us that we are yet this day in our captivity? So think of all the bloodshed that's taken place, okay, all the way up until now. So how much blood do you think is going to be required to cleanse this land? Okay? Really think about that. Let's get Genesis 4 and 10. All the way in the beginning, the bloodshed started from Esau Edom. Genesis 4 and 10. Okay, this is the Genesis chapter 4 is going into Cain and Abel, who came back as Esau and Jacob. All right. Genesis 4, verse 10. Actually, I'll begin at verse 9. And this is going into the Lord placing a curse upon Cain. It says, and the Lord Yahweh Shemashai said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? Okay, he's basically asking this to the Most High, as if the Most High and the angels don't know and didn't see what he did. That goes to show you how the wicked spirit that was in Cain, that same spirit that's within the Edomites to this day, because Cain is their forefather. Okay, verse 10, and he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. Okay. So the innocent blood is crying out. Think about all the innocent blood that has been spilled from the Israelites. That blood is crying out, okay, for vengeance. And the Lord is going to send a recompense, and he's going to bring redemption to his people. Okay? Esau is not going to go unpunished for the atrocities he's done to us as a nation. Okay? And we're going to end it through the Spirit in John 8 and 44. I believe the point has been made. John 8, verse 44. And this is beautiful because this is red letter. Okay, these are the words of Yahweh Shai. Okay, it says, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Okay? And that perfectly describes Esau Edom to a T. Okay? He is a murderer from the beginning. He is the father of lies. Okay? And he is definitely going to be judged here in these last days. Okay? But don't think that he's not going to go out without a fight, because every kingdom that has went down violently. And that's what we're in the midst of, the downfall of Esau Edom. And it's going to go down violently. Okay, so much bloodshed is on the horizon. And we are going to need to move in faith, complete and total faith. Yahweh Shai is going to require it of us. So with that, I want to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect who are continuing to fight and teach this thing of ours in truth and sincerity. This has been your brother Manatazak. Until next lesson, Shalom.